Right. We did it.
Now I will post it. Now I will put it in.
Yes. And that just man, every time I think of these miscommunications, I think of Three's Company. Like the entire premise of Three's Company was like miscommunication. One person would be in one room, two
Uh-huh.
people in another room, and they'd say, "Oh, we'll put it back in," but they're in the oven. They have like bread in the oven, and the
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy's on the outside. Oh my god! Like
That's the
hilarious.
most fun though. That's why
It
that's why I
is.
do it to Jack. I did it with Jack by accident the one time.
Man, I mean, and there was some miscommunications this week in WWE. There's somebody eating someone's chicken nuggets who probably should stop.
I mean, play.
Yeah. Uh, I saw a tweet on the Twitter or the X where it says it has a picture of Stephanie Vicaire and then a picture of Dom saying hola hola.
Oh man.
We're gonna get into why that is so funny a little bit
Mm.
later. But hey, welcome to the Island of Relevancy. Here we are. We made it live. It's Thursday night. You know where you are. You're on the Island of Relevancy. I am T. We got Frank in the building. How we doing tonight?
I am doing a lot better than I was last night. That's for sure.
I
Last
feel
night was
you.
rough.
I feel you. Yesterday was a weird day because when I text you and you said you were having migraines, every part of my body said put some stuff on and go downtown to the Coliseum to see
Mm.
AEW. And I didn't. There was some moments. There was a moment, really, Tony Storm. And I might get into this a little bit later why I think Tony Storm is the greatest women wrestler of all time because we got Evolution coming up.
Yeah.
And she was part of the first Evolution, which of course she should have been. She was a phenomenal WWE women's wrestler. Um, but there are some women who will be part of Evolution. I go from Tony Storm, and we kick off SmackDown, and we're gonna do this real. We're gonna keep SmackDown really light because I don't think this was a good episode of SmackDown this week.
It,
It was.
it, yeah. No, it wasn't that
It,
good.
it wasn't that good. We started off with Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, and Tiffany Stratton. And any other time in your world, and of course I said the A word in my machine goes off. So I
Yep.
won't say that word again. Miss Bliss, there you
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Miss Bliss was out there. In any other time on the planet, in any better writers, you probably would have just a must-see moment with three of the top women superstars. And this is just kind of indicative of SmackDown. SmackDown has the roster, but they're just not putting it together well.
No. I wonder if it's the writing.
It has to, I mean, it's the road dog, you know. Oh, you didn't know. It's
Oh,
it's definitely the DO double G.
it's a shame.
Um, they come out, they say words. I didn't even see the segment, but if it was great, it would have made its way to me. I hate saying that. I didn't get a chance to see that segment.
It was okay. It was fast. It wasn't a really long segment. It was Alexa talking to Charlotte, and I saw a video where the stuff that Alexa's saying now is the stuff that she said in the past to her like a handful of years ago. So, you need a friend, you're a narcissistic queen, like it was okay. All right, it was okay. Um
Retreading.
it
Road
was
dog. Come on.
I want to see what they're going to do with the two of them. I mean, again, we said it last week. They have a lot of history. What's up, Ace? How you doing? Um, they have a lot of history.
Hmm.
And then Tiffany came out, and more words.
Tiffany is not a good promo.
No,
She
Tiffany and Alexa. Tiffany and Alexa started it off, and Alexa. It was cute with Alexa introducing herself. I've been around a long time. You may not know me. Hi, my name's Alexa. And Tiffany's like, hi, and it was cute.
Mhm.
And then Charlotte came out and ruined it all. But she came out in new gear. She came out in like a all like Wicked Queen from Snow White look. So her
I could dig that.
attire is darker, and it was a little bit better. And
I mean, her gear has never been an issue.
no, and her look, she didn't get as stumbled by the crowd this time, even though the crowd really jumped on her. And it was like 5 minutes of them talking before Tiffany left, and Julie came out. Like it was like really quick.
Julia seems to be getting no reaction, which is really weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's really weird because, I mean, she was one of the most over women in NXT. And I mean, that's kind of indicative of NXT just isn't the general populace doesn't watch NXT. You don't
No,
watch NXT.
I don't watch NXT.
Like,
Well, I also play hockey on Tuesday nights, so I miss it. Wait, it is Tuesday nights it's on, right?
Yeah, it's Tuesday night.
Yeah, so
I mean, I don't watch it.
Right.
I don't watch it faithfully. I watched a few clips because some big things happened on NXT this week. But I mean, she's coming out to no fanfare, but she did qualify for the Money in the Bank. She won.
Yeah, it was a weird match. It was Julia,
Charlotte and
Charlotte
Alexa
and
Bliss
and
Miss Bliss.
no, it was Vega.
Oh, you're right. No, it was. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to discuss her later.
Whoever was doing the sound on Friday night really had her music pumped way too low. Like really, really low. It was almost impossible to hear. It wasn't because the crowd was cheering. It was because they had the music pulled down too low. It was a match.
Yeah, it happened.
It was a match.
It happened. Julia won.
Yep.
Which is intriguing for Money in the Bank.
I'm glad. I'm glad Zelina didn't need to go over, and neither really did Charlotte didn't need to go over. So correct. I'm glad. I like one thing that I'm glad about and we'll talk when we talk about Raw, the Money in the Bank qualifier so far. It's not the usual suspects constantly. They're sprinkling new blood in there, which I think is really good. Vince would have just put the same 5 people.
We'd have Bailey, Becky, Charlotte, and
right,
and like and Alexa, and yep. I have to stop saying it. And like Nia would have been the 5th person. Like he would have put your typical main eventers in there.
Right.
But Julia won. I think that was the right choice. Honestly.
Same.
I'm not saying it. I love Charlotte Flair. I don't want to sound like I'm always dumping on Charlotte Flair because I'm one of Charlotte Flair's biggest fans, and I'm one of the people who love when people hate when she wins.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I mean, this isn't her Money in the Bank. Like, this just isn't her time. She's in a really weird place because people really don't like her, and she doesn't seem to be there. Like, she doesn't seem present. She's just there in physical form, but she doesn't seem to want to be there.
Way better on the microphone than she has been since she came back. Like, she's usually like sharp and quick, and she is just it's like watching John Cena wrestle, where he's past his prime, and you know you're not getting a 5-star match from him. And that's where she's at. It feels like that. Now I know I'm hoping she bounces back because she's always been great on the mic, but lately it's just she's going through the motions.
I mean, then again, she did just go through another divorce, and I do understand you can't be on 24/7. So I could honestly understand the personal thing. And they kind of shoehorning her into programs when she might actually need to take some more time off, like if that's the case. But then we go from the women's Money in the Bank qualifying match to Chris Sabin versus Tommaso Ciampa. That's a match that happened. I don't know if you want to expound on that anymore, but
Ciampa won.
Ciampa won. Yeah,
There you go.
there we go.
There you go.
We go to B-Fab and Michin, the team that could, like the team that thought they could. They just keep churning. They just keep pushing to be the women's tag team champions. And they took on my favorite wrestler, Chelsea Green, and the Secret Harvest, and they won. Good for them.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
They won.
moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I mean, there was a little backstage thing with Jacob Fatu basically telling JC that he does not see him as family. Solo tried to play peacemaker. Solo is better in this little comedic type
Oh yeah.
role than he is as the wannabe tribal chief. They're nailing Solo's character, and that's fine.
Yes.
But then we had a match.
So what are we doing with Ray Phoenix? Like Ray,
I don't know. What are we doing with Jimmy Uso? Like, what are we doing with the two of them? They're just fodder now?
Jimmy's always been kind of a tweener. He's like the Uso who's not gonna be the main event Uso. Like he's like the mid event Uso. Like
Yeah.
and unfortunately that's just where that I feel like it's just not his time yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna have a run. I just don't think it's right now. Like I think he has potential to get into a really good program with someone, but it's just right now it's just overstuffed. They have a lot of storylines going on. None of them make sense, but
No.
there's a lot of storylines going on
Now,
right now.
Do you think it's going to be more of a like, all right, we're just putting him through the motions until we can get to the draft and we get him on the same brand as his brother, who is tearing it up over on Raw?
No, I think that they're holding him off until Roman comes back so he can be Roman's guy.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Jimmy.
I was thinking Ray. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ray for sure. They're holding him off to do this.
Get him with his brother, who is again doing way, 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 way better on Raw. He's being presented better. I said it before. His entrance is being, and Ray is a great talent, and I love watching him wrestle. But they're giving Ray, they gave him the pinwheel of fire, sparklers behind him, and he got that smooth operator move, and the kids love him. And Ray just isn't connecting with the crowd the way Penta is right now.
Penta he has the charisma. He does that little thing, that right there. That El Cero Mero, and when he touches the kids, that is a touch.
Yep.
That you can't teach. Like that's not something that Road Dogg's gonna be like, Ray, start doing this to connect with the crowd. Like that's something you do because it's in you. And Ray's just a great wrestler.
Yeah, that's how Jay's Yeet started. Triple H noticed it, and Jay didn't even pick up on it at first. And he was like, "Yo, keep doing this." And now look at him. Like it's aside from the fact that he's exhausted by the time he gets to the ring, but he's picking a kid up out of the crowd, and he has that connection with the fans that Penta has. Ray doesn't have that naturally.
Yeah, no, his music, everything about his entrance is over the top. It's not Penta over the top, but it's not connecting. The fans still cheer him. He doesn't come out to emptiness.
No.
But it's just, once again, I just don't think he's in the right program. Penta came in, and the mid card on Raw is just hot. Everything on Raw is hitting, other than the tag team division. We're definitely going to talk about that later. But everything else on Raw is really hitting right now. The mid card, the main event scene, everything about the tag team, the women's division, amazing. From the mid card to the top.
And getting better.
Exactly. And getting better. So Ray, I just think SmackDown is just right now, they're in a bad place. This is opposite. Usually SmackDown is the best stories, best wrestlers. They got great wrestlers. They're just not telling great stories.
And they're staying 3 hours for the foreseeable future. Like it's not like originally the rumor was it was going to go back to 2 in June, but now it
Yes.
looks like it's staying. USA wants them to stay for 3.
I mean, they're making a lot of money, and we'll talk
Yeah.
about commercials and ad revenue a little bit later when we talk about Saturday night's main event.
Mhm.
Um, but Jacob and JC get the win, and you could tell there's friction between those two. I'm Jeff Cobb is not JC Mateo. JC Mateo is not Jeff Cobb. I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't look that smooth in the ring
It looks
like
like
he did
Taz.
in New Japan.
He resembles like a Taz, like a Taz slash Rhino, but no,
Yes.
he did not look smooth. Now I didn't watch him in other stuff, but I could tell watching him that maybe he's nervous. I mean, I don't know, but he definitely was more hesitant with moves.
Yeah,
It
it,
looked like
it didn't look good.
that.
I'm not impressed. Like he has moves, but they're just not. And once again, coming from New Japan to the WWE style, it's two totally different styles. So you have
Right.
to give time.
Hmm.
Not saying he needs to go to NXT, but I think he needed a little bit more time to get adapted to the speed and
Yeah.
the way they move in the WWE.
Yep.
But right now, yeah, he didn't come in. Jacob came in and kind of took to it like fish in water, but he's just not. He's just not there yet. Not saying he's Jacob, like
No, I get it.
not at all. But he just it's not working, but they're pushing him because they want this solo thing to work because they want Solo and Jacob. They want that match to matter.
Yep.
So them getting wins, them picking up wins. JC's gonna pick up wins. He's gonna end up fighting Jacob, I think, first, and then that's gonna lead to the solo thing.
Is that now
And
Solo Jacob going to be SummerSlam most likely? Or
that's
is
a
it
good
gonna
question.
or are they gonna push that out? Because they haven't officially announced a War Games thing yet, but
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a war games with Jake like that. That doesn't sell. Like you need for war games, you need the big dogs. You
yep,
need
you do.
the big dog. You need the tribal chief, my tribal chief, your tribal chief. You need Seth. You need Braun. You need. Um, you're gonna need Roman, Cody. Like you
You're
need
gonna
the
need
big
the
guys.
future. You're gonna need the future as it's
Correct.
called now.
Correct.
But
And and s-
you know what did work? You know what was awesome? Maybe that match wasn't awesome, but how about that video package that we got after the match? How awesome was that?
which video package was
The
this?
Legado del Fantasma video package.
I did not see that. I heard about that. No, no, you not. We not. We are not.
I don't even
We,
remember. They were
we are
they
not doing this.
I don't even remember. All I know is the best part of SmackDown happened after that.
Because they're teasing Ain't or Berto like stop. Because I saw Santos
Yeah.
and Angel. They talked about this. You know, he's being rebellious, and they have a match at Worlds Collide.
Yep.
Apparently, they have a match at Worlds Collide. I wish these guys the best. I've told myself I'm going to be positive because once again, these guys are doing something I can't do. Santos is a great wrestler, but he has zero charisma. He has
Yep.
zero what the kids call aura. Everything
Mhm.
about him just doesn't work when he opens his mouth. So the package, LDF imploding, no one cares.
Right.
Let it go. Just have them do something different. They're gonna have a blow off match. Santos gonna face Birdo. Nobody's gonna cheer for Birdo. Like nobody cares that he's going the other way. Or they're gonna have a tag team. They'll have a tag team match: Santos and Angel versus Birdo and Andrade,
I,
and then
I think the whole Worlds Collide thing is going to be great. I do.
oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's going to be great, and maybe we up here aren't going to care about it, but I think the luchador fandom that's already built in will care more than what you're getting on a SmackDown and or something like that with those guys. I think that's where, like Kenny just said, that we need more positivity in the wrestling fandom. they'll get all the positivity. Like if you were to have them wrestle in Puerto Rico, it would be
For
off
sure.
the charts. You wouldn't even be able to hear yourself in the arena. That they're loved down there.
For sure.
They're not being presented on SmackDown the way that they should be presented for us to really be invested in them.
Correct.
As a
Because in
positive note,
NXT,
you know?
they were super over.
Right.
Like super over in NXT.
Right.
And it just hasn't translated.
No.
But what did translate was R-Truth coming out and giving a damn good promo. Because
Yes, he
R-Truth
did.
is just,
He's a national treasure.
he is. And I wish, like, I really, from the bottom of my heart, wish he got a chance to run with the WWE title. I don't care what you feel about it. I don't care how any of these wrestling fans, quote unquote fans, feel about who should be in the main event, who shouldn't. If y'all telling me that Ron Killings, aka R K Quick, aka R Quick, aka R Truth, if y'all telling me he doesn't deserve a run, he didn't deserve a run with the title, then you're not a real wrestling fan.
No,
I don't believe you.
100% does. It was
Like,
a good little promo.
It was.
And it wasn't just little quick hits. It was a good little promo. And
I enjoyed it.
the crux of the promo was, this is not my childhood hero. This is not the man. The man I'm wrestling is not John Cena. And I like it. And I like the direction that that's going in, which we'll get to on when we get to the main event.
Yes, we had another Money in the Bank qualifying match, which was surprising to me. This was a surprising outcome.
Same. I did not think LA Knight was going to win. It was LA Knight, Shinsuke, and Aleister Black. I did not expect LA Knight to win. I thought he's going to get buried now, and they're going to push. I thought Aleister was going to win. I didn't really see. I thought Shinsuke was there to take a pin or to just kind of be a little bit of fodder. And we get LA Knight winning. Okay.
Once again, the crowd loved, like, this guy. I'm not the biggest LA Knight fan. I feel like all of his matches feel the same, but there is just this thing that is just propelling him, that keeps propelling him. And it's the fans. The fans just, they come unglued. It's not fake noise either. It's not piped in noise. They really connect with LA Knight. So I stand corrected. He's not getting put, like, I thought he was becoming irrelevant, but he's not. He's still super over. The crowd, I mean, the pop was deafening when he won the match. It was a good pop for that match.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think he's going to win the Money in the Bank, but he's going to touch that briefcase once or twice. He's going to get close, and the crowd's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I take that back. He actually might win. I think this might be a great time for him to win.
It could, but I honestly, I can't see Seth Rollins not winning that, but we'll get there.
Very true. Very true.
Get there.
We'll get there. And then we have the Street Profits versus Fraxium. Fraxium's the best tag team on the planet. I don't want to hear anything else. Those guys are good.
They, to Road Dogg's credit and the writers, they gave them 20-ish minutes or so to really, really, really have a match. And
they did. If
you fast forwarded all through SmackDown just to get to this, you got one hell of a match. Just a little overbooked.
The Street Profits, very overbooked. Street Profits, Fraxium, you don't need the extra stuff, right?
No.
And I know why they did it. They did it so we didn't get a finish, so we can keep this feud going, so they can say, well, y'all didn't beat us, but y'all didn't beat us, and we keep the feud going, but you didn't really need to do that. Like, I don't think you need to do that. The Wyatt 6 show back up. It was Bray Wyatt's birthday. I think that's the reason why they showed up.
I think so too.
I feel so bad saying this, but I could have cared less man.
The thing is, so a couple of things that they did good in this match. I like Candice LeRae hooking hooking up with
Yes.
DIY. I really like that.
Yes.
I think that's great. I think she's a good addition to that.
Correct.
The Wyatt Six, and at the end, they did a little cupcake or a little cake with a candle and for Bray's birthday. That's awesome. I think they have put them on the sideline for so long. The whole supernatural thing in wrestling, that aura isn't there anymore. Aleister Black does it to a point, but doesn't really lean heavily into it. You know, like the Undertaker did and Kane did. And when they first debuted the Wyatt Six, it was like, oh my God, okay, this is going to be awesome. And then Bo got hurt and they went away.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I just don't think that and the crowd pops for them, and the crowd will always, because of Bray, and you're always going to get the Fireflies. And I just don't think you can't insert them into the titles. And if Kenny, you know, like Kenny just said, he doesn't think they're back, and he thinks they're just there for Bray's birthday and we won't see them again. Again, like you said, and I hate to say it, but I kind of hope that's right. I kind of hope Alexa moves away from that little by little and gets back to being a different character, not tied to that. And maybe they kept it again for Bray's birthday, because there was a scene with her without the doll, and then there was like she came out to the ring without the doll, but then there was a little backstage thing where she was like talking shit, and Charlotte was standing there, and then she was like, "Oh no, I was talking to Lily," and that was cute. But no, I don't. It's a shame to say it, but I just really don't think that there's a need for them anymore right now.
I just had I won't say it was a Tiffany epiphany, but I think they need to. Joe Gacy doesn't work. What's with Dexter Loomis doesn't work, which he should, but he doesn't. His look just doesn't. Give me Bo, give me Eric. Get rid of Nikki, because I don't know what she's doing when she does what she's doing, but it's not fitting to that group.
No.
Give me Bo, give me Eric, give me Alexa. Let those three, right on time. Let those three cook. Right.
Yeah.
I think those three, it doesn't need to be a white, but like they could get it over, because Bo's a great storyteller. Eric's the muscle. Eric looks physically imposing. He comes down with the mallet. He doesn't need to wear the rabbit mask or anything like that. And then Alexa just is she's the kids say, she's aura farming. Like she just has it. She has the look. She can talk. She can wrestle. She has everything. She could be the leader of this Wyatt group.
I think she's
them
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or originally was going to be. But
yeah,
the show ended, and that's good. Yes. Good. It's still 3 hours is too much for this show. They're just filling it with stuff that they don't need. And when you have a 3-hour show and you don't have enough content, and you go to a 2-hour show that out of 2 hours you have 40 minutes filled with ads.
Correct. You got nothing there. Like it was, I didn't notice it until you guys kept pointing it out.
My goodness.
Because
it was just so invasive. And I went on WWE's Reddit page and was looking, and people were up in arms about the amount of ads. And then we're talking about Saturday Night Main Event, just in case you're wondering. There weren't any ads on the ring apron at all for Saturday Night Main Event. And they said that may have played a part in why there were so many ads, as opposed to a 2.5 hour Raw where, okay, I'm going to complain that I got a 3-minute ad every 90 minutes. You're going to get 3 4 3-minute ads on Netflix, but you 40 minutes out of 120 minutes were ads. That's insane to think about.
So I understand it. It's network TV, right?
I
It generally happens when it's on NBC because NBC is ruthless.
Oh my goodness.
They only care about ad revenue.
Yep.
It was the placements of the ads though.
Oh,
Like they didn't it wasn't I mean, at least they didn't like it wasn't Roman's music hits and then it goes to a commercial, but it felt like that. It actually
it
did
was
it because they would
mid match, mid entrance, mid conversation. NBC was just like, "Oh, you guys are invested in this? Here's another ad."
yes, it was the placement of them that really because they would come back, they would do like a video package, then they would go to an ad. Then they would come back and then somebody would speak for 2 seconds, then it would go to an ad. It was hard to get a flow in of the show because of the placements of the ads.
Yep.
And there's a way you could have done that without just like invading the product with the ads. You could have just waited. I mean, finished a full segment before you just went to, back to back ads or whatever the case may be. Um, I mean, the WWE, they only care about money. We know this. Like I won't act as if I don't know this already. So it wasn't surprising, especially with it being on NBC. It was pretty annoying.
It was. But the matches were not annoying.
No, great matches.
I love the quality of the matches that we got to see.
Yeah,
You squeezed 5 matches in to a less than 2-hour show when it all comes down to it.
correct. I mean, these weren't 1 hour Iron Man matches, but they
Oh,
were pretty entertaining matches. We start off with the tag team match, which once again I was really surprised that match kicked it off.
we were saying that in the chat with Kenny and you and like we all thought we had the match, and you were usually pretty good with this, all of us.
Mhm.
I no idea. They totally threw curveballs left and right, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad it wasn't predictable. I like that.
Correct. Correct. Tag team match: CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus the greatest wrestler on the planet, Seth freaking Rollins, and Braun Breaker, who is quickly ascending to becoming the second best wrestler on the planet. And solid match.
I,
Even for CM Punk standard, like I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan in the
I'm
world,
a
but he put on a good show. I would
kid.
like Sami Zayn doesn't put on bad matches.
No.
I thought it was a great match. I thought it was some good storytelling. Then we had the first surprise of the evening. Big Bronson Reed show. I'm so happy he's the third man.
So am I.
I am extremely. I put in the chat that Obafemi could have been the third man.
Yep. He could
And
have.
he is perhaps the only person who I will prefer over Obafemi for that group. Because I love Bronson Reed. I think he's a phenomenal wrestler. Like he gets it.
Yep.
And he adds a level of badassness to this group, which is pretty weird because Seth is like the weakest member of the group right
At
now.
this point, yeah. But
Yeah,
Seth is the most cerebral of the group right now. Now,
correct.
Bronson's probably going to take most of the pins, but
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it him showing up and putting CM Punk through a barricade while Seth, or I'm sorry, not Seth. They let Breaker get the pin. Spear Sami Zayn gets the pin 1, 2, 3, and now we have, oh my goodness, we have this monster group starting of Bronson, Seth,
Braun.
Braun, a lot of B's,
A lot
and
of
Paul
B's.
Heyman in the back. I thought it was a good match. I like the nostalgia of the Saturday Night Main Event. I like them using the old theme and the rope colors, and I love the aesthetic of Saturday Night Main Event. I thought it was a pretty good match.
I did too. There's one thing that I didn't like about Saturday night's main event, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we go on to our second match.
Mm-hmm.
Zelina Vega, and I did not know this match was happening because I think I missed that part of SmackDown. But Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green, and I just knew Chelsea. Once I saw this match was booked, I was like, "Oh, Chelsea's about to win her title back." She
I
did
thought
not.
she was going to win it also.
She did not.
Even poor Chelsea. Chelsea ate a bad 619, a very botched 619 that broke her nose. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
oh yeah. Zelina messed the 619 up, and it caught her
saw
flush and broke her nose. And she was bleeding all over the place. And it looks like they're going to lean into that and make Chelsea a little more deranged. And I like it. I think.
Oh, the hot mess.
Yes. Right now, Chelsea does no wrong. She looked. Her gear was great. She needs to win that belt back.
So I don't know if you. So Chelsea's gimmick before she came to the WWE was hot mess. That was her.
Okay.
Like she would come down, her makeup would be crazy. She would her like gear would be tattered. Like you have to see some old pictures and video. Like she looked insane, but her character was super over everywhere she went because she would come down like like that's where her theme music came from. Yes, she turned. I'm telling.
I like the way that pops up now.
Yes. Yes. And it hasn't.
Sorry,
I don't know how I did that.
I just clicked on the show. I highlighted Kenny's comment. Chelsea always turns chicken shit into chicken salad, but the way it popped up on screen was neat. I like that.
That is neat.
Oh,
that is neat.
That's
a transition.
It is a transition. Okay. Sorry,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no, it is. It's like a transition. See, yeah, that is new. But this match was okay. It wasn't that long because we had to get to the next match, which again was another surprise placement.
Correct. We get John Cena versus Ron Cena. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait till my shirt comes because I ordered that T-shirt, the Ron Cena T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
This match was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
It wasn't long.
Nope.
It wasn't the greatest wrestling match you'd ever see, but there were two people who decided to tell a story, and I was here for it.
I was
because
100%. Him?
I loved it.
He did. Kenny checked that it wasn't there, then checked again and it was there. Look, the entrances alone. John Cena comes out in all, black screens, white letters, towel behind him, walks to the ring. And you're waiting for the what's up. You're waiting for the rap. And just John Cena's music hit. And even John looked surprised. And then out comes Ron Cena with his Ron Cena shirt.
Oh my gosh.
It was a 4-minute match. They each did the moves that we thought they were going to do. John got his moves in, and then Ron got John's moves in.
Correct. Yes.
And they gave you that little bit of, oh my God, he's got a chance at winning this. Oh my God, he might. Oh no, he's not going to win this.
I love the finish of this match. John looking at him with those sad puppy dog eyes, like, wait a minute, I'm your childhood hero.
Yep.
I can't do this. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I can. I'm a despicable heel, so of course I can. I could.
It was a perfect finish.
Yes.
And during the match or before the match, because they were in Tampa, you know who lives in Tampa? Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart lives in Tampa. You know who's always hanging around Jimmy Hart? He wasn't there tonight.
I'm so glad he wasn't.
There was no Mr. Hogan. We got a bushwhacker, but we didn't get no Hogan.
Bushwhacker Luke looked crazy.
Yeah, he did.
Like his whole face was painted like He had a lot of plastic surgery. His hair, like his hair was painted on his head. His beard was
Mhm.
painted. But hey, man, you know what? He's still alive. So respect to you. Respect to you, Bushwhacker Luke.
Yep. And like Kenny said, Ron hit the 5 moves of doom and then got him into STF and got him a 2 count off the AA. Oh man, I was hyped too. I thought he was going to win. I really, really did. But
I would have loved to see that.
it's the right move. Haven't
Of
seen it go
course.
over. But does that that moment that he paused and didn't hit him with the belt, he had him lined up. Is that the crack in the foundation, or is that just him being a monster heel?
Yeah, no cracking. That wasn't
No
a
crack.
cracking foundation.
Okay.
No, because
Okay.
like I knew he was gonna do something else. Like I knew
I
that
kind of
just seemed
I had
fake.
that hope. I had that childhood hope that he was going to just maybe that was going to be the crack in the start, but it were too early. He's only got 23 dates left,
This is true.
and he has
Uh
had a few pauses. Look, there's no way John Cena can leave the WWE as a wrestler for good on a heel note. He can't.
it's just too early. It's
It is.
not even SummerSlam. After SummerSlam, then we're gonna see a lot more after SummerSlam.
Yep.
Like after SummerSlam, after him and Cody have their match at SummerSlam, they have to have a match at SummerSlam.
I
Um,
don't want Cody to win.
no, he won't. No, he won't. But then you're gonna start seeing cracks. But then we're gonna start seeing cracks the other way because I think we're gonna get a double turn. I think Cody's gonna turn heel
To get
right when Cena turns face.
to try and get the belt back.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
I can see, and then we are gonna get a special run with Cody Rhodes if he's a heel. Because I don't think I think we're underestimating how good his heel run could be once he
Oh,
turns heel.
I think his heel run's going to be way better than his face run, but right now he's still so high up the face chart.
Correct.
I
Correct.
just want
But
John Cena to leave to the "We Love You" Cena chance that he deserves for the 25 years he put into business. He deserves to be cheered out of
for
the
sure.
building, not booed out of the building.
But he gets cheered out of every building
He
though.
really
Because
does get cheered a lot.
he does. After his match, as he was leaving, they booed for 2 seconds, and then the "Thank You Cena" chant
Yep.
started. Like the "Thank You Cena" chants hit every arena because we
It's your
know
last
this is
time.
yes, we know what this is, right?
Yep.
He's entertaining us. We get it. And I really appreciate this run because it's what everybody cried about for like the last 10 years. So they deserve to get this. Um he's definitely gonna turn before he goes. But even if he doesn't, like he's still gonna get cheered out of every building. Like there's those moments, and that's where the crack's gonna start when the crowd just overwhelms him with love. It's but it keeps coming though.
I'll tell you
It
what,
keeps coming.
I just had to Google this to see if John Cena will be in Philadelphia. Apparently, July 23rd at the WWE Battleground, John Cena is scheduled to be in Philadelphia. I will get tickets to that. I'm going to see my man one last time, if that's the truth.
You were talking about a city I didn't care about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Over.
No, that's awesome. Like
I think Kenny.
that's
I
awesome.
think his run ends. I think his run ends in Boston at a Saturday night main event.
Crap, I think in December or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
the
go
match
ahead.
after the Cena match, which had the second greatest commentator of all time chiming in the whole time.
You guys, oh, I like Jesse the Body. Oh, he's so
Look,
cool. God,
look,
he is
man,
so annoying.
look,
He's an old man
look.
who like who
He's an
just got
old
out
man
of his
wearing the same old man jacket that he wore back when he was a young man. Drew versus
he-
Damian
great match.
was a phenomenal match.
Great match.
The fact that Jesse did not shut up the entire time And I was reading afterwards that the reaction backstage was laughter.
Of course,
They
because
loved it.
he was because he's an old man who didn't know.
Lillian
He
is in the ring trying to make announcements, and he's blah, 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 the whole time over her, not that she could hear. And the finish of the match,
he loses.
he's
That
still
was hilarious.
complaining about it, I think.
Yes. What? He's not a man. How are you gonna walk out the cage? Oh, that was hilarious.
It was such a good match
Yes.
that
That was
ended
ruined by
that ended with Priest took a Claymore, Drew took a concerto, and they even referenced Edge as the originator of the concerto, or one of the originators. Why did you not reference Christian though? You referenced Edge.
No, WWE hates Christian.
Okay.
Like I don't know what he did. I don't know who he did to, like I don't know what he did to who he did it to.
That's the best comment of the night. That's the best comment of the night. Kenny said Jesse probably wrote an actual letter with stamps and everything.
Man, Jesse the Body, man, bless his heart, man. But he was worse than Wade Barrett at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
like he
Damian won the match by walking out of the cage, which to me, I'm sorry. Yeah, Damian did.
Yeah, he
I
did.
think that's a bigger slap in the face to Drew than pinning him.
Yeah, I mean, he actually murdered Drew in the ring. Like he literally might have given him 15 concussions with one blow. That was a brutal sounding hit. Like I know how the concerto works, but it sounded and it looked great. Like on camera, it looked like he really just like his head should have been like ketchup, like squirting out of a packet.
Right.
After you hit him with that chair.
Now, I understand Drew's going away for a while. He's going to heal up. He's going to be off TV for a while, and that's why they did that. But I still think that him walking out of the cage was the best thing. Michael Cole tried to interrupt Jesse Ventura. Pat McAfee tried to interrupt Jesse Ventura. Jesse did not care, just talked over everyone. And that's hilarious.
Yes, right. Hilarious is an understatement. I was laughing so hard because, like you said, they would try. Like Michael was trying to bring it back, and he was just livid. And it was like the walking out of the cage symbolizes finishing that story.
Yep.
Like, all right, you are so I've destroyed you. I'm just gonna walk out. I'm done with you. Like that was a great finish to that feud because it was a great feud between those two. And Drew killed him at WrestleMania.
The backstage segment before the next match, where John Cena and Jey Uso come face to face, and Cena basically said, "I told you I wanted to ruin wrestling. The YouTuber is going to beat you. I want a YouTuber to win the belt because that will ruin wrestling." He's not far off.
Part of my heart. part of me in my heart of hearts kind of wanted Logan to win this match. I'm not going to lie.
I'm telling you, when he said that to him, I said to myself, I don't think I put it in the chat, that, oh my God, Logan Paul's going to win. John Cena is going to interfere and Logan Paul is going to win that match.
So I was off because I knew it was going to be shenanigans, and I said Roman's music was going to hit. I knew that.
Yep.
I knew we were getting shenanigans. Like once he said that, I'm like, all right, he's going to come down there. Somebody else is going to come down to interrupt him. I assumed it was going to be Roman because Jay was involved. But then we got the return of the American Nightmare after a solid match. I mean, this wasn't the greatest match in the world.
They had like 6 minutes to. By the time Jay got to the ring and Logan got to the ring, they had like 6-7 minutes to wrestle. And
everybody kept saying they got 10 minutes, they got 9 minutes, and
it was I was just like, and it was like, it's NBC, so like USA will give you an extra 7 minutes. Like they'll go to like 07 on the clock. NBC at 10 o'clock Goodbye. Next. Law and
Cody
Order, please.
rushed to get those words out before they cut that.
He did.
Man, what event is it gonna be? Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Bank. Me and you tag team match, like me and Jay. It was like,
And as soon as he said that, it was like the Law and Order logo popped up.
yes, they cut that feed so quick. I laughed.
I would like to see. I would like to see Cena and Jay at Clash of the Champions. I would like to see that.
Clash of the Champions.
Yeah,
is that going to be the one that's in Saudi
this year? But they're moving it to Australia this year. The one,
no, that's
where they do the champion versus champion, and you get that big, overly ridiculous belt.
No, Crown Jewel is
Crown Jewel. I'm sorry,
Australia. Crown Jewel. Oh, they can't do that belt again. I think Saudi paid for that belt. Like that. That was a Saudi gift to the WWE. I hope they don't do that title again. That was really ugly.
But yeah, I mean, look, Cody came out, and I guess we really should have put the pieces together because Cody's been all over Tampa lately. He's at Disney. He's hanging out on the bus with his wife, doing a podcast, drinking
with his 3-piece suit on, and like in a water suit, in a water slide or something.
He's a maniac. He loves his vodka. Man. He definitely loves his vodka. And
they're paying Carpenter. Him. Yeah, yes. Loves his vodka and Sabrina Carpenter.
But Jey Uso won. That's cool. Now we got a tag match. We got, and look, I'm thankful that it's CENA and Paul and not CENA and Scott versus Cody and Jey. Will Travis Scott interfere at Money in the Bank? Most likely, because the WWE are high on having Travis Scott involved in a wrestling match.
I'm not happy about that. I want Travis Scott in a wrestling match. I want to see him get beat up. Why not, man? Like, I mean, this is going to be a good. This match isn't meant to be a great match. This is not meant to be like, the Freebirds versus Midnight Express. Like this is not meant to be that. So why not put Travis Scott in the match, man? Like, so just a boo, because that's all they're gonna do. Like, people want to hate Travis Scott. I don't know any of his music. I don't really know this person, but
I'm not. I know.
I'm all for celebrities getting beat up.
Kenny just said CENA didn't agree, Logan didn't agree, Nick Aldis didn't agree, but Cody's not even champion out here making matches. Eh.
I mean, and if Travis, he didn't have enough time to not make it. he didn't have time to think about it. He's like, he had to just say whatever's on.
If Travis Scott didn't agree, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or if Travis Scott bailed, I'm sorry. I'm reading. I was looking at what he.
That's fine too.
Before we go to Raw, I want to see if we can. This is a little list I found that's going to spark some good debate, and I'm really glad Kenny's here for this. This is the WWE's Mount Rushmore of best heels from each era. Okay, this is off Bleacher Report.
If Papa Shango is not on any of these lists, what are we doing here?
We're going to start off with the Golden Era, as it's called. Okay,
that's Hogan's era.
This is Hogan's era. The Mount Rushmore that they have, and these are not in a 1, 2, 3, 4 order. They have Bobby the Brain Heenan. Okay. Macho Man for his heel run after the Mega Powers.
No, this had to be
Roddy Piper and Ted DiBiase. Those are the heels that they have for that era as the Mount Rushmore of heels from that era.
That's a legit list.
Okay. Is there anybody missing from that era as like a monster heel?
Jake the Snake is like the only name that I could think of. He was a popular face, but he was a diabolical heel, though.
He was a diabolical heel. And I'll circle back when Kenny replies, just to push the list forward. But we can go backwards when Kenny replies, because I know there's a little bit of a lag.
That's a good list, though.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
Now, so the question, Kenny, this is the Mount Rushmore of heels for each era in the WWE. And the first era is the Golden Era, back in the Hulk Hogan days. and they have Bobby the Brain Heenan, Macho Man, Rowdy Piper, and Ted DiBiase as the 4 big heels of that era. And Jake the Snake is another good one. And off the top of my head, I can't think back that far of who else would be. The next era they have is the New Generation era. This is the Bret Hart era. Ric Flair, this is WWE only, not all of wrestling. So, I mean, if it was all of wrestling and you don't have the 4 horsemen as the Mount Rushmore, it's wrong. But this is only for WWE. Robert, thank you for chiming in. He found us on a random scroll from Lafayette, Indiana. Thank you for chiming in.
I'm not going to hold that against you being from Indiana. Welcome in. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm from New York. Y'all are probably beating us right now.
Good.
I hope not, but
good.
Yeah.
Go Birds. The New Generation era is best known for the Bret Hart's era. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Now the heels they have in the New Generation era are Shawn Michaels, Yokozuna, Owen Hart, and Psycho Sid. How about Psycho Sid?
I don't like this
there?
list. I don't like this list at all.
I don't like Psycho Sid in there. Okay. I appreciate the wrestling fan, not a basketball guy.
I appreciate that a lot.
I don't like Psycho Sid there.
No.
I don't like Yokozuna there, even though he was a big heel in that era.
Monster heel. Yeah, he was.
Owen Hart, I think, is a great heel. He was definitely a big heel to his brother. I can't, again, off the top of my head, think of who else would be a heel on that era. Robert, we go live every week, Wednesday or Thursday. Mostly it's Wednesday at 7 Eastern.
Papa Shango. That's okay. I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
No,
it's hard because I can't think of any heel.
I mean, Ric Flair though. Ric Flair came to the WWE during the New Generation time, and he was a monster heel.
Was he? Yeah. That would be a good spot to slide Ric Flair in.
I would take Sid out. I would take Sid out before I took Yokozuna out.
Sid's promos didn't work for me either. Now going into the era that most of us can kind of more talk about, the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era as the heels. So wait, Kenny, yes. We have in the Attitude Era, Mr. McMahon, the character, not Vince is a heel in general, but Mr. McMahon, the character.
In the person.
The Rock, Corporate Rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Triple H with Stephanie, and The Undertaker. The Ministry was so evil. I don't have a problem with this for the Attitude Era, personally.
Yeah, no. I mean, Rock was probably the biggest heel of that time, other than Mr. McMahon.
Right.
Yeah. Other
and
than
The
Mr.
Undertaker
McMahon.
with the Ministry. Only problem with the Ministry was, it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
So Robert did ask the question, do we review AEW? Not very often. Do we review AEW?
Not as
if
much.
I catch a pay-per-view, we'll talk about it, but generally we don't, because we're on Wednesday nights when Dynamite's happening. But yeah, I definitely don't have an issue with this one. That was a good one.
Okay. The Ruthless Aggression Era. Okay. Triple H.
Yes.
Mr. McMahon might be the greatest heel of all time. Triple H is the heel. The Rock and the Dudley Boys. Okay. I can see the Dudley Boys there. Now, in the Ruthless Aggression Era, we have Triple H. We have Edge with Lita, the rated R superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton and JBL.
I don't like this. I don't like this one.
Who would you? I definitely would leave Edge with
Ruthless.
Edge was nasty. So this
I
is
wouldn't
right
put
around when,
JBL.
this is when Cena kind of came out as the face. Him and Batista were like at the top.
Like, what about Brock? What about Kurt Angle? Kurt
Brock
Angle
was
had
coming,
like one of the greatest heel runs of.
and
I
yep.
mean, he wasn't like the most diabolic. He was like a Weasley heel who just won a lot
And
because he was a very good wrestler.
I don't know how you put Randy Orton in here because this was more of the Evolution era,
Early,
and Randy
yeah,
went
yeah.
face in Revolution. He didn't go heel yet.
But I mean, he wasn't that big of a star. This isn't legacy Randy Orton we're talking about. This isn't the Legend Killer. Like he wasn't the Legend Killer during the
Not yet.
ruthless aggression era
No, he
because
was not.
he was still wearing the blue and yellow trunks.
I agree with the JBL part because he was a SOB on SmackDown
Touche.
in the locker room and on screen.
In real life and on screen. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Miz.
Then we go to the PG era. Okay, this was right in John Cena's prime. This is
2009. This is 2009 Randy Orton. This is the Randy Orton that should be on the list.
This is when CM Punk was big in there. Randy Orton is on the list here. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton, rated R superstar still. Chris Jericho and CM Punk. I know you don't like Punk. I know you don't like Punk.
I don't put him on that list though. Like, what is this? Straight Edge? This is Straight Edge Society CM Punk? Okay. I mean,
yeah.
But he was like such a tweener to me though. I liked him in Straight Edge Society. That was like some of his best work.
Yep.
Man, I mean,
it's rough, right?
Sue and Todd Jericho is like one of the greatest heels who ever lived. Like he is by far my favorite heel. At least version of that character. That was some serial killer like Patrick Bateman type stuff he did.
Yep.
Randy Orton the same way. 2009 Randy Orton, the absolute
the legend killer was he RKO'd everyone.
Yes.
Hey, young everyone. Yes. I don't know about CM Punk. Edge definitely was one of the top heels as far as a foil to John Cena.
But he went face. Didn't he go face?
Not long after
quite a bit of time.
Or wait, did he get injured then?
He was more of a face around that time. Like I could see him in the ruthless aggression era being the slimy heel because that was like Money in the Bank cashing.
All right, we have two more eras to get.
Okay, let's get to it.
This is the reality era. It's called. So this is the coin termed by CM Punk after he left.
Okay.
Triple H. You could Triple H.
Yeah, you pencil him in almost every era he's in.
Stephanie.
She's one or she's with him?
She is one separate because of the Authority.
The Authority.
Yep. Seth Rollins, the Authority, and Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman.
I don't like this one. I don't know who to take out right now, though. I can't think of who. Reality era. Oh man,
this was a good era. This is I kind of faded out during the CM Punk years. Not because of CM Punk. I just kind of faded out. But I kind of circled back around this. This was the heist of the century time, right? Was the reality of this era?
I mean, I guess because I can't think of anyone.
No, we'd have to do a little.
I would have to.
Yeah, maybe we look some stuff up for us and make our own list next time. But last era we have here is what they're calling the new era. So this is the recent stuff. I hate that name,
but go ahead.
I don't like the name either. But this is from like 2016 up, right? Roman Reigns on your Mount Rushmore of heels for the more local era. Charlotte Flair, Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens.
Daniel Bryan had like such a minuscule run as a heel.
I don't like it.
Like I don't put him on there. I would keep Randy on there if we're gonna do that, or maybe even Bray.
Bray
Um,
would be a good one.
for
Charlotte
the
being the
new
first woman, it should be the Roman Reigns era, Kenny. It should.
touche.
Roman and the bloodline were
Really saved wrestling. Like really
100%,
saved WWE. Like they
100,
really
100,000%.
rescued them from a bad place.
Um, but I mean, that wasn't an awful list, but I would like to go and like kind of do a little bit of looking and
Yeah.
figuring out maybe we can make our own, and we don't have to go back to the golden era.
You always put Ronda Rousey on there because everybody hated her.
I
But go
still
ahead.
don't like her.
But let's move on to stuff we do like. Because
Yes.
Monday Night Raw kicked off
Woo!
with Seth freaking Rollins, big Bronson Reed, and the future of the industry, Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman said that it wasn't a prediction, it was a spoiler that Braun Breaker is going to main event WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania. And I feel no need to say call him a liar
Nope.
because Braun Breaker has all the tools. As long as he doesn't give himself in legal trouble, I feel like he can do everything that Brock Lesnar did. Like that's like he has the staying power. He's gonna have the longevity. He's gonna become the attraction that he's destined to be. Kind of like Scott Steiner should have been. But I mean, this kid he's what, 27, 28 years old. Like he still has so much legs under him. He will be main eventing a lot of WrestleManias in this future, night 1 and night 2. But they opened up the show. Great entrance.
Yep.
My biggest gripe.
I love it. I love the name The Future.
Of course, the internet being the internet, it's like Seth Rollins is like close to 50, call himself the future. Like that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. The only thing that I didn't like about it was Seth not addressing the fact that Bronson, like he could have added that into promo, like this guy's such a killer. He took me out for this long, but I said I had to have him on my team. Like they just Paul Heyman just hyped it up so much, and I was like, man, you're just like burying Seth right now. Like
he did. He did. I think this group is great. I don't think we're at bloodline level, but I think this group is great.
No.
Seth and the Visionaries. Ooh, Kenny, I like that.
Doo-wop, a 60s doo-wop group right there.
Yes, it is. But it was a great promo to start the show off with Seth promising that he's going to win Money in the Bank. And Seth said that the Money in the Bank briefcase is more powerful than the world title itself. Bold statement. Bold statement.
I love that though. Like when he said that, I immediately text you guys and said in the group, Seth's winning this thing. Like it just makes so much sense storyline wise.
I thought that they were being too on the nose about it and that they wouldn't, that Seth wasn't going to win his match. I thought they were going to be too on the nose about it. But his match was later.
Yes. We jump into
Kenny,
where am I?
Same thing. Not to interrupt you, but as Kenny stated, as good as they are together, I cannot wait for the matches they have against each other when they fall apart. Me either. This time next year, when the cracks start forming, it's going to be great.
Bronson and Braun alone might be. God. That's going to be a match.
Yep.
With a story. With a storyline built up in there,
yep,
and those two guys trying to kill each other, oh yep. Man, that right there is gonna make a WrestleMania moment. That might be next year's WrestleMania, and who knows what that's gonna be. And we might talk about that a little bit later. But we get Chad Gable versus Penta versus Dragon Lee.
I'll tell you what,
Chad Gable might need that metal plate for his head.
He don't win against the Luchadors.
No, Chad Gable doesn't.
I wasn't actually sure who was going to win this match, to be honest with you. This was one of those good matches that you're like, well, any three of them could win it.
So right when I saw Vikingo was at ringside, I was like, "Oh, Chad's not gonna win."
Right.
Um, because I knew it was gonna be shenanigans, especially when he went out there and put his hands on him.
Yep.
And I'll get back to your question uh after we cover this match, Kenny, because that's a really good question. Um, Dragon Lee deserves to win,
Yep.
but boy, he just don't. he just,
No, you
like
don't.
poor Dragon Lee, like great wrestler, phenomenal wrestler. He just can't. He's stuck in the LWO vortex, man. Like
He
he's
is.
just stuck there, and he can't get out of there. And Penta's just too hot right now. So Penta got the win. Um, Penta dropped Chad Gable on his head
Yeah.
really badly during this match.
That was a very,
So,
thank God Chad Gable's got a big ass neck.
man, one of my biggest fears was Penta's moveset is so crazy. He does a lot of pile drivers, does a lot of tiger drivers and
Yep.
stuff like that. They don't allow that stuff in the WWE for reasons like that because he
Mm-hmm.
really could have broke Chad Gable's neck in there. I don't know who messed that up. I mean, he was trying to do too much. Kind of reminds me of where Rick Boogs tried to put both like three people on his back and he ended up blowing his leg, blowing his knee out.
Yeah.
Um, just doing too much in these matches, trying to get a spot. That's
It
some AEW stuff. Like,
He can do a Mexican destroyer fine, but not with an extra person on top of him. I think because he had
correct.
both of them on there, he just didn't it didn't rotate as much as it needed to rotate. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, I mean, I was gonna say unfortunately, fortunately, Chad did not get hurt and was able to
Correct.
power through the match to lose.
And then he got busted open by Vaquinho, who kicked him in
Right,
the face with some hard bottoms.
right,
like, like you can Chad. I love Chad Gable. All of the. I mean, he might not be El Grande Americano, but he might be. And
it's
there are a lot of
possible.
people who don't like that gimmick. I love it because I love seeing Chad Gable win. Like
Yep.
that. He's a great wrestler. But no, you're right, Kenny. They need never do that again. Now,
No,
if it's just one on one, I think Penta definitely gets that move off. But once
I think
again, he had Dragon Lee on his back, like he was
yeah.
riding like a backpack, and
There
it
was no
just was
way to
bad.
there was no way to fully rotate that to get to
Yeah,
protect his head.
yeah. So Penta gets the win. That was the right call for this match. I
Yeah.
think Penta going to the Money in the Bank
Oh
one, he's going to add a lot of excitement to the Money in the
God,
Bank.
yes.
He's going to do some crazy stuff on the ladder. I've seen him in some ladder matches where he does some innovative stuff off of the ladders. Um, then,
So Kenny's
so
question real fast.
yes,
I don't think they're going to add a fourth. I don't think they were going to add a third, to be honest with you. I think they were just going to leave it as is. I don't think they're going to add a fourth wrestler. If yeah, I personally don't think so.
I think they will. I think they're going for that whole evolution type thing, and I feel like they're going to add an NXT guy. Like I feel like they're going to add a young guy, a super young guy to the group to kind of be the quote unquote the real future.
Uh,
Um,
I mean, look, it can only improve if they do.
correct.
It is a weird mix of people so far
I love it.
with
I,
two more spots left,
mhm.
right? We have Andrade versus Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes to go.
Jacob.
And even the women's match is shaping up to be one hell of a freaking banger. You got Alexa, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia. I'm probably spoiling Raw at this point. With Naomi, Jade, and Nia to compete still.
That is a toss up. I have no idea who's going to win that match.
Don't I can only assume that Nia wins so Jade and Naomi can fight. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And I'm waiting for Kenny to there we go. I was waiting for Kenny did to hear me out and I was waiting for him to catch up.
Hmm.
There you go.
I don't see Trick But boy, I love that though. Oh man.
So
I think
Kenny said that Trick drops the title to a TNA talent who mentioned that in a minute, and Paul Heyman waiting in the NXT locker room for him the following Tuesday.
I like it. I like Trick. I don't know if he fits right with that group, but I feel like he could fit in anywhere. Um, I think he could fit in anywhere. I like it. I mean, I'm all for rooting for Trick to get called up and go do great things on the main roster. Um, Rusev destroyed Akira Tozawa.
I mean, he
Moving
might have
right
seen him to
along.
retirement.
Yeah. Moving right along. Rusev just came out there and just destroyed. And then Sheamus shows up. We're about to get a banger. These two people are going to hit each other
Yep.
really hard.
Yep.
And it's going to be a good match.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Before their match, though, we had a little backstage Judgment Day. We had Roxanne
Showing up with a plate full of nuggies,
a huge plate full of nuggies. And Dom's eyes bulged out of his face until Liv showed up.
Surprise. I was surprised.
I
very
seen
happy.
Coming back.
I thought it was going to be like another week or two, but I love it.
She went to talk to Adam Pearce to get a Money in the Bank qualifying match, even though she's not defending the tag team titles, but that's okay. We don't care about that.
I mean, because B-Fab and Meechin aren't ready yet.
And they're on the other show.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Beechin and Meechin.
Beechin and Meefab. Yeah.
Yes.
Beechin and Meefab. I like it.
I love it.
But yeah, Rusev.
I love this.
Rusev killed him. And I think
yes,
the Sheamus versus Rusev match is going to be awesome.
Yes.
Sheamus is a warrior. He just does whatever they want him to do and just puts on great matches.
I feel bad that I don't think he's ever going to win the Intercontinental Championship, but he, like you said, he just puts on great matches. He just looks like he just looks like an aging warrior, just ready to fall on his sword, at any given day. But he just really puts on good matches, and him and Rusev are a really good pairing. Yep. I'm afraid they might try to turn him into a tag team, though.
They did
the way they looked at each other.
Yeah. I thought for a half a second that Sheamus was just going to beat up on Tozawa too. Tozawa's probably laying there like, please don't turn right now.
The old, what were their names? The United Kingdom?
Was that it?
What was their names? You remember the group I'm talking about? The League of Nations. The League of Nations.
Hey,
League of Nations.
The Intercontinental belt is the only belt Sheamus has never won. It's the one belt that's eluded him.
Kenny, I'm shocked that you think Sheamus could beat Dominic Mysterio. Come on. Really?
During the Judgment Day thing, Finn Balor's faces were like, I have never seen a man more happy in that moment than Finn was at that tension that was back there. Finn was just like enjoying life to its fullest. Good for you. Good for you.
There's so many people. Yeah, there's so many people who said the Judgment Day has ran its course and it should have ended months ago, and they somehow managed. Now they're not main event guys. Like they're not the top story on Raw, but boy, they're so entertaining. Every single one of them. Raquel and Carlito have become like this funny duo where Raquel's just always treating Carlito like dirt, but Carlito loves it. Like,
yep.
Finn was always looking angry until this week. It was like he's like y'all been getting on me, but here I am. I brought Raquel. I brought Roxanne in, and now I'm getting y'all back, and he's just loving every second of it.
Fergal deserves it.
Yes, for sure.
I'm gonna call him Fergal. until he wins something.
You call him Prince.
I call
If you should call him.
Prince Fertile.
You call him Prince like AJ calls him Prince because
I
every
do
time he
think
talks,
Raw. I agree. Raw would be. They have this gave them new life again.
they're so entertaining, man. Like every segment. Once again, it doesn't have to be a long segment. It could just be a quick backstage. So they're always playing WWE 2K,
Yep.
which to me is hilarious. I don't know why I find that so funny. Like, and they're actually not playing the game. It's just going. It's just going
Yeah.
off in the background.
Yeah.
Like, it's just little things like that just crack me up, man.
I have a friend
Great
that
segment.
that has created a group of us. He's created like semi-accurate tunes of his friends. Like I have a Flyers jersey on and hockey hockey leg pads, and other guys have different things and then he'll set up a battle royal and play it, and we'll go over and watch, and we'll throw a couple dollars down sometimes. That's fun times. That's good fun
Of
times.
course. That's good. I wanted to get into one of those leagues, but I just don't have the time. Like
I don't
wish
have the skill.
I
have a hard enough
probably would
time
lose a
climbing
lot.
up the cage, or sometimes I just want to lightly whip a guy into the rope, and all of a sudden I throw him out, and I'm like, damn, now I gotta wait. Okay. Because once I get out the ring, I forget how to get back in. I'm a mess.
You know what? You mentioned being a mess. Let's talk about the Raw tag team division. I don't know what it is. Once again, I'm trying to be positive. These guys are doing something that in my wildest dreams, I don't think I'll be able to do. The size of the War Raiders, they're bigger guys. They're doing things that guys their size should not be able to do. But every time they do it, I could care less about them doing it. Like,
yeah and no, but yeah.
there is something about their matches that just doesn't connect for me or anybody watching anymore. Like the people don't I watch War Machine. War Machine in New Japan, I saw some of their matches and they were doing innovative stuff. Their matches in WWE are just the same spots over and over again. Every single match, the exact same spots, the exact same, even though it is impressive that
Oh, hell yeah.
Eric, I don't remember. I don't know who's who, but the one bigger guy does the handstand off the ropes and then hits the
One of the
elbow.
Creeds, yeah.
But it just
the Creed brothers are so insanely talented, and they're just fodder for New Day and War Raiders right now, or Viking Raiders, or whatever the hell they're called. War Raiders.
There's no tag team. There's no tag team in the WWE that should be beating the Creeds right now.
None.
They should be propped up, kind of like Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, like the world's greatest tag team. They should just be beating people soundly in wrestling matches. But they have no personality.
The crowd was dead for this match.
Correct.
And that's a shame.
New Day can't. They need the Usos, right? New Day needs a good dance partner, and this just wasn't it, man. We saw a good triple threat tag team match a few weeks ago on SmackDown, where their tag team division seems to get it, but Raw it's broken. It's broken.
I agree with that. I'm curious what they're going to do with the draft. You get the Creed brothers over on SmackDown with the Street Profits and Fraxium. I mean, you're going to have some hell of a great matches. The Street Profits versus the Creed brothers will be one hell of a match.
Yes, I would pay to see that. But once again, I thought the Creeds versus New Day was going to be a bigger match than it is, and it hasn't happened. Like I don't think those two teams have like face each other just purely one-on-one. This match, okay, like it happened. And then the New Days are still the tag team champions. I love Kofi and Xavier. I love this heel run, but they're not putting on good matches though.
No, because they're not getting to tell the story in the ring the way they're talking on the mics.
Correct.
They're not getting to translate that. That's one of the big failures of Raw is the tag team division, where it's a super strength on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Then we got words from two men back and forth. Same thing they've been saying to each other for the last 6 years.
I love Gunther. I'll just say that.
I
Like
love them
Gunther
both.
he's promoing circles around Jay, and that's sad. Jay doesn't sound great. I feel like Jay has forgotten what he wanted to say a few times during his promo.
Yes.
Like there is a few moments in his promo where he stops
Mm-hmm.
and he shouldn't have stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he forgot what he's supposed to say. And Gunther is just there, just being this consummate professional. Gunther should be the world champion again. He will be the world champion again.
I do not believe that Gunther beats Jay. I do not believe it. I believe that they're going to set up Goldberg versus Gunther for SummerSlam.
Every time you say that name, I feel my inner Bret Hart just coming through.
He's got to get his retirement match, and then we're done.
Man,
done once he gets his
I respect that though.
Then put him in the Hall of Fame and put him over here on a Legends.
He's already in the Hall of Fame.
All right, then put him over here on a Legends.
Yeah.
But
then we get lit, like the promo happened. We get Liv and Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane got to win. Who knew?
I think this was a big makeup for her having to take the pin last week when Zoe got injured. I think this was them. Liv can afford to take a pin. Yes. And the way they did it was good.
Shenanigans. Yep.
Shenanigans. I'm waiting to hear Kenny out.
I love that.
But I mean, Roxanne Perez came down and did a little distraction that Liv would have been able to win. But Raquel came out and argued with her.
Yep.
And she didn't win. And it was Raquel's fault. Liv was pissed.
Roxanne and Liv is going to be such a good match. That's gonna be such a good match.
It is going to be great when they get to that. And saying Kairi got the pin win, so that's good.
Yes. Yes. Rhea came out and said words. You're not far off, Kenny. I thought Priest had a pretty good run though. Like it was somebody else's story, but at the same time, I thought he had a better run than Cody. Like that's my personal opinion. I thought he propped himself up because he wasn't there when he got that title. I thought he was going to drop it the next night, honestly. And he built himself up with some pretty good matches, man.
He did. Yeah.
But you're right.
Then we have more words.
I said a few weeks ago
did.
that I would not say anything bad about Lyra Valkyria or Becky Lynch. So I would just like for us to go on.
I would just say they both said stuff to each other. And they talked back and forth to each other. And
they said things.
Nothing new was said.
They said things. They had Irish accents.
There was a stipulation that when Becky lost to Lyra, she raised her arm. She said that when she beats Lyra, she wants her to raise her arm. That's the only new development we got. But they're going to fight.
No, she also said if she didn't win this next time, she would never challenge for it again.
That was the other thing. That was the best thing.
And you know what that means, right?
That means she's
going to win. She's going to win, yes. But then we get to the...
Well, I have to call out the most cringe line that Lyra said. I'm sorry. I have to call it out.
What was
she said, when Becky said she went home to her hot husband, and Lyra said, "Your hot husband, you mean the only talented thing about you." Whoever wrote that line needs to just not write lines for any wrestler at all. I don't blame Lyra. I don't blame Lyra for that. I blame the person that wrote that on paper and handed it to her and said, "You say this." Because if I was Lyra, I would have went, "No."
So we go from one of the worst promos. So last night at the AEW that was in El Paso, in my second home, in my city. I did not
Mhm.
go to it. Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné had their very first meeting. Mercedes Moné is the belt collector, right? She has like 5 titles right now. She's gone everywhere and won everything. And Tony Storm is the AEW Women's Champion. Tony Storm is the greatest thing that AEW's created,
Okay.
bar none. Timeless Tony Storm is one of the greatest gimmicks. She is, to me, hands down the greatest women wrestler. Talk about wrestling, I'm talking about promos, I'm talking about the aesthetic. It all together, right? You package it all together. Timeless Tony Storm is it. During this promo, Tony Storm says, okay, I, I'm going to butcher this. She says, all right, we finally are going to have the money train go down the Tony Tunnel. I just hope you're long enough to reach the end.
Oh,
And then
my.
Mercedes Monet says, your hips aren't wide enough to deal with the money train. I
Oh my
lost it
god.
because that's what Tony Storm is. She finds the line that the
Uh-huh.
censors won't censor because she said the P word
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 times when she was talking about a cat, right? But like a literal cat.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But she says it's on live TV, right? and and I just thought that was hilarious.
When she
Tony
was talking
Storm.
about the money train, did Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes show up?
No, I wish
And
J-Lo
oh,
would have shown up, but that
come on now.
it's a great movie, by the
I
way.
had to reference a
Yeah.
movie from 1985.
Money Train. Oh man. You know what? But it is, but it's not because Tony Storm just she's so great to me. Like she's great. And yes, they are because she smelled her like after this. It was
Oh.
such an awkward thing, but at the same time, moving on. Moving right
Mhm.
along
Mhm.
to the final match, the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. We had what I just
Well,
lost myself in my notes.
we had a
Wait a
quick
minute.
little backstage confrontation, which I hope leads to something. Karrion Kross back on TV again, chirping it up with Sami Zayn. Please give me please give me a Karrion Sami promo. Please give me that. That will be fun. And
I want to believe. I want to believe.
I need Sami to
I,
eat the pin.
I don't believe that Triple H believes in Karrion Kross as much as the fans do.
I don't think he does either.
Like I don't
No.
think they believe in him because if
He-
they did, he would be on TV.
Yep.
Like they had the main event match. He gets all these applause, and nothing happens
His
because
merch is selling.
I don't think they believe in him. I said this a few weeks ago. He needs to get in better shape because he doesn't look like his presentation. You know, he doesn't look that great. Um, and I think the looks matter. They do. And yes, Kenny, you're right. The main event was a banger. We had Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. I thought Finn was going to win this for some strange reason. At some
I
point, I thought Finn was going to just pull one out
I
of
kind of thought the
nowhere.
same thing, that Seth was going to have to find another road to winning the belt. That Seth being in the Money in the Bank match is just too on the nose. But
They're gonna murder people in the money. Like Braun and Bronson are gonna murder people in the Money in the Bank, and I'm here for that. But this match was phenomenal.
this was a great match. I
3
paused
of
my
the
video
best.
game to watch this.
I think I was playing Last of Us
I
during
was
the Raw.
playing MLB The Show. I paused it to watch this. This was that good.
Great match. Seth somehow gets the win because
Well,
Dominic, my favorite Mysterio, the best Mysterio who's ever wrestled, Dominic Mysterio, looks at Finn. he, he looks at him. Here's the chair, and then slides it in the middle of the ring. That never works.
Well, didn't Finn do that to Dominic too at one point?
Yeah.
Payback.
Yes.
Long-term storytelling.
Hilarious. Finn goes to get the chair. Seth stomps his face into the chair. Seth gets the 1, 2, 3. I thought Sammy was going to take the pin.
So did I.
Sammy gets murdered.
Yeah.
And
then the best in the world made his appearance.
The music hits. Greatest theme music, and like Cult of Personality will never not pop me. I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan, but boy, when Cult of Personality hits, you get the goosebumps. CM Punk comes out there, does things. Then he gets murdered. Doesn't he get murdered? Am I remembering this right?
Did he get murdered?
I thought everybody got murdered. He
Punk
hit Seth.
got a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, he got to go to sleep.
Got to go to sleep on Seth.
But then he got murdered because I know Seth and them guys stood tall at the end of this.
So there was one sequence that was really awesomely well done. And I know we've talked about before how sometimes people go sequence to sequence to sequence to sequence. You had a coup de grace attempt into a stomp from Rollins followed by a haluva kick was a great, great sequence. And no, Rollins did not get revenge. Rollins ate to go to sleep and we left.
Oh, okay. I just assume
the greatest in the world gave the visionary, put him to sleep.
Oh yeah, because his music hit and the guys went out back and stupid muscly men just hears the music and starts walking down the aisle to cut him off. You're right.
He faked him out. Yeah, everybody and Paul Heyman. Let's all go up. Oh, okay.
Let's all go up to the ramp.
Because normally you just all stand in the ring, but this is the one time we're gonna go meet him because we know nobody ever comes out through the crowd. Let's all go up the ring. That's why Seth's the smart one in the group.
Yeah. I just remembered that. It's so dumb. Oh man. Yes, Seth sells to go to sleep like he really got put to sleep. Like he falls down. Like
the way that Cena's been selling getting knocked out in the ring where he just lays there like where he's dead.
Great end of Raw.
Yes.
I allow me to go on a rant for a second.
Go ahead.
So Raw ends, Tuesday night hits, and I had no plans on watching NXT. Tuesday night, I think the Knicks were playing. It was a basketball game on or something. No plans of watching NXT. And I'm a WWE 2K modder, right? Or not, I don't mod, but like I'm in the modding community. I download mods, I mod the game. And a friend of mine made a JC Jane mod.
Okay.
Really good one. New attire, all this other stuff. And somebody in another Discord group I'm in is like, oh, you just dropped that JC Jane mod right when she won the women's title. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
JC Jane won the women's title.
Did anybody check on Booker T to see if he's all right?
So the internet is saying Booker T needs to get called up too. Like Booker T needs to come.
Third mic?
Yes.
Or you could just come out and commentate on her match.
Correct. Yes. Especially just kind of like JR did on AEW. He would come like commentate one or two matches and leave. So my rant is not on JC Jane winning because I like JC Jane. I think JC Jane's a great wrestler.
Yep.
My rant is on internet fans. Ladies and gentlemen, a month ago, WWE released wrestlers who were doing nothing in the Fed. They were middling. Some of them had health issues. And the internet went insane. Gigi Dolan being one of them, right? Gigi Dolan was let go by WWE. and everybody just went, "Oh my God, the Fed is terrible. They don't do anything with this talent. They're gonna do so much better outside of WWE." JC Jane just won the NXT Women's Championship, and the internet turned on her. I can't believe she won this. How does she beat Stephanie Vaquera? Like, it's NXT, right? It honestly, it doesn't matter if she wins the world. That'd be like Ron R-Truth winning the World Heavyweight Championship or the world title. Like, they're gonna be people who don't like it because he doesn't deserve it. Like, how does he not? Like, JC Jane is she's been a great worker for so long. And I do believe in participation trophies, especially in wrestling. Like, after you've done it for a while and you've gathered a fan base,
Yep.
like Jey Uso.
Yep.
Like, there are people who don't think Jey Uso deserves it. Jey Uso absolutely deserves to be the world heavyweight champion. Like, he deserved it a while ago, right? But everybody, they wait their turn, right? And she got her turn, and now she can't wrestle. Where was this energy? Like, nobody cared about this person a month ago, but now all of a sudden, you know, you get a little spotlight and the haters pop up. Be happy for her. Like, she deserves it. She might be a transitional champ. She might not. Fatal Influence is dope. That's a dope little group. I like JC Jane. I like Fallon Henley. I like Jasmine Nix. Like, I like them. And they're pretty easy on the eyes too.
Doesn't hurt.
But yeah, but like, chill out, guys. Like, let her enjoy a moment. Um, she deserves it. Ricky Saints also lost his title. I don't know if this means he's coming up too. I don't know. But Ethan Page is the NXT North American champion as well. A lot of titles change hands. Trick Williams is now your TNA champion. There are
Right?
people upset about that.
It's weird.
Kenny Omega was the TNA champion when he was in AEW. So this is not unheard of. This is not newfounded. You know, TNA has had a lot of wrestlers who are not TNA active wrestlers
Right.
be champion before. He's not the first. He won't be the last.
No.
He definitely deserves it. Joe Henry definitely looked like he was about to lose the title in that match. He did not look happy um, coming out to that match, and like his mannerisms during the match was a little off. But I mean, Joe Henry's gonna be just fine. Like,
Oh yeah, he is.
Joe Hendry, he's gonna be just fine.
He's going to be
He,
very fine.
he'll get the title back at some point, or he might come to WWE and take a title from Trick in WWE. Who
Yeah.
knows? I believe that. You're right. You're not wrong, Kenny. Um, yes, you said a lot of people have a problem with it. Everything's predictable because people were posting that, like, JC Jane cut a promo and it's like, oh, you're just gonna job to Stephanie Vaquera. I mean, who was actually on an epic run. Like, she was really doing great things, but now it's time for her to do better things because
Yeah.
apparently she's coming up to Raw.
I just I don't get it. It's like wrestling fans aren't as bad as Star Wars fans,
Oh
but
God, no. Yeah, you're right.
but wrestling fans, like Kenny said, wrestling is predictable, and then when you throw a curveball, people get angry and are mad. It's weird that we can't just be happy for something. Like, Stephanie lost the title. Okay, that's a shame. But on the other side of the coin, now she's going to Raw. That's a great thing. NXT is not the end of the road for these wrestlers. It's the beginning of their journey to get to Raw or SmackDown or even get released and go to AEW, which I'm not a big fan of AEW, but it's a necessary thing in the world because it gives wrestlers a chance to do their thing.
Yep.
And same with TNA. I mean, I don't dislike TNA, but it's the same thing. It's a place for wrestlers to go and do their thing. And that's what we want. We should want this goodness for them.
Yeah. Because once again, if they would have released JC Jane instead of giving her the title, the internet, oh my God, she was one of my favorite wrestlers. Oh man, yes. Why didn't she
Exactly.
lose the title to Jordan Grace? Because Jordan Grace is getting called up too.
Exactly.
I believe that Jordan Grace should go to Raw and Stephanie Fakir should go to SmackDown. I feel like Jordan Grace, for all of her swollenness, is gonna look real small standing next to Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, all of the actually swole people. like I mean, she's swole, but she's also like 5'2" or something like that. But I mean, they're gonna do great things. Like
Yeah.
SmackDown's women division's hot. Raw's women division is super hot. Um, I'm looking forward to this. I'm
Same.
not upset that JC Jane won. Um, I mean, I would feel the same way if CM Punk won the world championship. Like I'm not the biggest fan, but at the same time, like, bro, he deserves it. Like he's like I'm a realist. I'm not and I usually just say I hate CM Punk to troll people, but like
Right.
it, it's not that serious. Like that's the
Yeah.
bottom line. It's not that
Yeah.
serious. Um she's gonna do good things. Or she might lose it next Tuesday. Who knows? Like who knows? I don't know. Only person who knows is Shawn Michaels.
True.
So that was my rant. I just had to
That's
get
a,
that off because boy, they
yeah,
hate they
that's,
hate on JC.
yeah, there was no reason to do that. There just, but again, it's like, it's with any fandom anymore. It's, there's always going to be, there's more negativity because, but unfortunately, negativity gets you the headline over being positive about something. It's, and I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but it's the same way with Superman right now. You have the Snyder fans hating on the new Superman. I was a big Snyder guy. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. This Superman is what we need right now. We need a brighter, more vibrant, hopeful Superman than a dark, not vibrant Superman. People,
Very muted.
yes, a very muted colors, dark tones. The world doesn't need that right now. We need to have more positivity. And even though, we'll say, I don't like this, I don't like that wrestler, I don't hate these wrestlers. I would just prefer to see others.
That's true.
And
I do
yeah,
hate Jeff Hardy though. I, I,
that's true.
I
That's
do
that's
I
okay.
do genuinely hate
No, no,
Jeff Hardy.
that's okay. That's okay. He'll be back soon anyway. Don't worry. He'll be back by SummerSlam.
Yes. Yes. Negativity does sell. Um, but yeah, like that. Great week of wrestling.
It was.
I'm intrigued about Money in the Bank. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm assuming Seth's gonna win. Like my assumption is Seth is gonna win the men's Money in the Bank. I
That's
don't see why he wouldn't.
that's where all directions are pointing. And if Seth doesn't win, with Seth holding the Money in the Bank briefcase is so much more dangerous than any other person holding the briefcase because of the people around him now. He
I mean,
was
Seth won't
dangerous on
hold
his
it.
own. He was
Paul's gonna hold the pretty.
well,
Paul,
but
Paul, Paul's.
Paul's going to hold that like he held the belts. But it's Seth by himself with the briefcase is dangerous. Seth with Bronson and Braun and Heyman with the briefcase is even way more, dangerous. I can't see anyone but Seth winning the briefcase. I would be pleasantly surprised to see someone else win the briefcase.
So, so do they wait? I mean, they have to wait till after Cena retires because they're not going to go after the World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean,
They have to. You
Seth is the one that built that belt up, right? He was the first champion, the first world heavyweight champion, but I can't see Cena losing to a Seth Rollins cash in because that would just be them destroying him.
Yes.
You've kept them apart. I think they should stay apart right now. There's no reason for Seth and Cena to interact at this point in time.
he has a whole year to like just terrorize people. Like I feel like they're just gonna just go down there and just like surround people and just scare them, and just, like, and just leave. Like I could do
Right.
this anytime. That's real power. Like
Right. Like, hey Jay, look over there. Look over there. Look over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Carmelo versus Jacob Fatu versus Andrade. I can't see Andrade winning that. I could see it between Jacob and Carmelo. I would like to see Carmelo win. I don't think it's Jacob's time yet. I don't think Carmelo's going to win the briefcase.
Mm,
I would like to see Jacob kind of come up a little bit, but
wait a minute. Solo might cost Jacob that match tomorrow.
I really would put I would really bank on Carmelo winning that.
I think
Because
Carmelo might win. Yeah.
Solo is in the Money in the Bank, right?
Yes, he is in the
Yeah,
Money in the Bank.
but
You don't want those two.
they're going to feud. It's got to be Carmelo because Solo costs Jacob inadvertently, tries to help,
Throws the chair in the middle of the ring.
throws a ladder in the wrong spot. Solo tries to help, but it backfires accidentally on purpose. And now you have Jacob Solo at SummerSlam.
Man, I because then Jacob comes and costs Solo at Money in the Bank.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
And Carmelo just does some crazy spot at Money in the Bank to kind of get himself more over.
That's fine. Even Carmelo losing Money in the Bank, but
yeah,
doing great elevates him.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So we've hit an hour and 51 minutes.
We said we were going to be under 2.
We did say we were going to be under 2, and we kept SmackDown light this week too.
It was
But great week of wrestling. Any final thoughts before we go into next week?
I'm probably going to miss SmackDown tomorrow night. If the weather's nice, I'm going to go play open hockey from 7 to 9. So I'll have to catch the reviews. I'm curious to see the Raw stuff, the Money in the Bank stuff. CENA's apparently going to be on SmackDown tomorrow night too.
Him and Cody, yeah.
So give me some meat on the bone, please. Don't give me the same old rhetoric that we got beforehand. So if Cody and CENA are going to be there, that means that Jay's going to have to be there because Logan's going to be there. Give me some meat on this bone. Don't make this suck. That's my final thought.
I don't think it's going to suck. I don't think it's going to be great. I hope R-Truth has something to do with it. Like, I need R-Truth to just stay involved.
Yep.
Yeah, good week of wrestling. A lot of wrestling this week. There was an AEW pay-per-view. There was like NXT pay-per-views. Like, there was so much wrestling. If you watched it all, bless you. You are definitely a truer wrestling fan than I was because I did not catch AEW Double or Nothing. I think that was it. They had a Wild Anarchy in the arena match. But I'll catch SmackDown tomorrow. I'll catch Raw on Monday. And we're going to gear up for Money in the Bank because I think that's going to be a special show, man. I think Money in the Bank's going to be a banger. But if you got nothing else, I got nothing else. It is time for me to eat some dinner. Kenny, thank you so much for being here. Ace, thank you so much for being here. We had a new member. Hopefully he subscribed. I forgot to tell him to like and subscribe.
So did
all
I.
that good stuff.
But
Robert Brown, thank you so much for jumping in. And we'll catch y'all next week on the Island of Relevancy. I'll get better with making sure we put out thumbnails and times and stuff beforehand so people know when to show up. Because, I mean, when the island pops up, you got to jump on the island. But until then, man, we'll see y'all next week. And on that note, we out.